No, I think this is a major step in the right direction for US regulators. There's a one advantage that the US really has over my country, the United Kingdom, because when we elect a new prime minister, the bureaucrats stay the same. When the president came in and decided that he was pro Bitcoin, suddenly everything changed. He can fire the right people, he can bring in the right people, and things can actually get moving. It's one of the huge advantages that America and American innovation actually has. And so, yes, I think this is absolutely real, and I think they want to make the United States a center for Bitcoin and unfortunately crypto innovation. I have to say that as a maximalist. So it is very, very good news, and I'm very, very positive on what's going to happen in the US as a result of this move and all the future moves that are coming.
Okay, well, I'm encouraged that you're feeling positive about the moves and you're not just thinking it's a little bit of lip service right now. As Paul Atkins is floating this innovation exemption to get new products live quickly. Now, Britt, if this really happens, what's the first Bitcoin product you'd want pushed through the chute after this new regulations are, kind of take place here? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think securitized loans on Bitcoin in banking custody. I think that's probably the biggest one and the biggest unlock that we need to see at this point. I think there's a large rotation going on right now, and I started speaking about that probably a year and a half ago that it was going to come at 100,000. And I think that if you had some kind of way to borrow against your Bitcoin in custody at Goldman Sachs, for example, I don't think you would see as large of a rotation that's happened with people taking profits. So that would be the first thing that I would like to see, and it seems to be coming down the pipeline quite quickly.
Okay, well, that's encouraging. I feel good about that. And regulators are saying that they're working hand in glove with the CFTC now. So, Britt, in your view, is that progress, or are we just talking about two different bureaucrats holding the same rubber stamp here? What do you think?
No, it's major progress. I mean, look, the one thing that you can give, at minimum, this administration credit for is the fact that they've overhauled this and made crypto an absolute priority. And obviously, David Bailey and the rest of all of the people that were involved in making sure that the Bitcoin lobby was strong and powerful, are also due some credit as well. So, yeah, this is really good. The problem is that Bitcoiners that come from just Bitcoin or just crypto don't understand that it takes time to move political things. And so
Right.
this, he's been president since January 21st of this year. I think we're gonna, I think over the term of this administration, you're gonna see remarkable things happen because I think ultimately, they've realized that this is the way to extend the life of the US dollar, and they're gonna make it happen one way or the other. So a lot of exciting things yet to come. I don't believe it's just lip service. I think they're actually lining this up to strengthen the US dollar in ways that the absolute normie can't imagine.
And big picture here, if the SEC suddenly becomes very friendly, does that truly accelerate mainstream Bitcoin adoption? Or is there any part of you that maybe worries that it opens the door for Wall Street to kind of dilute Bitcoin's ethos with endless ETFs and other synthetic products?
Yeah, I mean, look, I've been shouting about people getting to one Bitcoin now for 3.5 years. And I said that a day would come where the price would be too much and then your holding would be insignificant. I don't think that, an individual holding $5,000 of Bitcoin is significant in any way when it comes to the policy of Bitcoin. The time to become someone who was going to be significant for the majority of people has run out. Even to get to one Bitcoin, I don't know people, I don't know people who have got three, four, $5 million property portfolios and net worths right now that have 115, $120,000 to get into a whole Bitcoin spare liquid. So look, time is time. At the end of the day, I've been shouting about it for long enough. Bitcoiners have been trying to tell people for long enough that you've got to get a significant portion of this asset. And if you haven't, time's run out from that perspective. Now we start focusing on people, and even I've started focusing really on people with significant assets and urging, and educating them to understand Bitcoin, to protect the value of those assets, like my parents, for example, right? That was my first
Hmm.
cause of concern when I started my content. And so it's now up for people like that. I think if you're sitting around, and I call them happy hippies, if you're sitting around going, I've got $2,000 of Bitcoin and I matter, unfortunately, you don't. This is a Wall Street game at this point. This is a BlackRock game at this point. And that is where the revolution is going to come from. And Bitcoin is the best private banking asset that humanity has ever created and ever seen. And I've heard this from the mouths of private bankers in three different countries. So this is a private banking asset, and it's going to revolutionize how private banking works. The one positive of this is that we may see housing prices cool off, not necessarily maybe go down, but certainly cool off compared to wage growth, and that will make housing a lot more affordable over the next decade, which will be a good thing.